Hello, my friend. It's the Crypto Lunatic live from the Lunar Café. And today I bring you a market update from the ashes of crypto. The ashes! We've been smashed. We've been hammered. Everybody's wrecked. I've been wrecked. And anybody in crypto's been wrecked. So, first, a reality check. Crypto is risky. We've always said that. It is highly volatile. It's a very, very risky game. Now, let's look on something slightly more positive. In these ashes are opportunities. And for the buyers and holders, the hodlers, the dollar cost average crew, which I've advocated all along, now is the time to look as there's bargains in the market. And I'm not telling you to ape in. I'm not giving you any investment advice. Nothing that I say is investment advice. Nothing. It's a risky game. But what I am going to show you is how to find bargains, where to look and what to look for. And this is about looking beyond the hype. This is about looking at the actual value that certain cryptos are generating, which cryptos are making money right now, and which ones are currently sitting the most undervalued. So that's the question we're going to be asking. And with that in mind, my friend, let's have a little journey into the world of crypto at the moment, into the ruinous world of crypto. Well, there's DeFi Llama. We'll go there in a minute. Let's start where we always start, the ETFs. Now, the ETFs, there's no question, the exchange traded funds have wrecked crypto, absolutely wrecked it. This will explain the downturn. This is IBIT, this is BlackRock, massive, massive sell off. Yes, they buy occasionally, but the sell offs are always way more punishing during this cycle, way more punishing. They've almost single handedly been responsible for bringing the price down with the amount of selling off, because BlackRock can afford to do that and they can afford to wreck you, and they want to wreck you. They want to get their grubby hands on all your Bitcoin by scaring you out of the market. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be sensible or scared right now, because yes, there's been massive market manipulation. Could we go lower? Yes, absolutely. But what we're trying to do here is balance risk versus reward. And to do that, you go to DeFi Llama. This is your resource. So let's look here. It tells you that crypto generally, look, the total value logged, even though we've been wrecked at the moment, but look, it's actually going up. It's actually gone up from there, from here, from the 11th of September 2021. What's it doing with 2021? Why is it giving me 2021 stats? Oh, well, that will explain that. I was thinking it was a bit strange. It's gone up. It hasn't gone up at all, my friends. Look, it's plummeted down. That's a more realistic chart. Look, why it was giving me 2021. So here's the reality. Yes, money's flowing out of crypto at the moment. It's not that trendy. Now, remember, this is so important. There's always, always, always flush outs in crypto, always. And fortune favors the brave. That doesn't mean that it's not going to go further down, that it's not going to plummet. But what we need to do is cut through the noise here. What cryptos are making money? When the market is like this, any crypto that's making money will stand out. Because if you can generate income when the market's like this, just think of the possibility when we hit a bull market. So we start here. This is fees paid. This is the most important chart of all. Who's making money when the crypto market is ruined? Now, Tether, that's a stable coin. Circle, that's a stable coin. Third on the list is a token I talk about a lot, Pump.fun. In the last 24 hours, it's made 2.81 million in a ruinous market, absolutely ruinous market. And I will direct your attention to Pump.fun. That is pretty incredible. And look, here we've got Uniswap. Now, I want to bring something to your attention here. Let's look. Here's the Pump.fun price, 0.0018. And when we go down here, we see a market cap. I want you to look at this. Market cap, 1.1 billion. Now, that's a big enough market cap to show that this is an established player. It's small enough to means that if this gets the wind under its sails in a bull market, it could be massive. It could be. It's generating money. More importantly for you, the IEO that the initial investors got in, They paid 0.04, which means you're getting over a 50% discount on what early stage investors got in a revenue generating coin. Now let's compare this. I want you to start thinking laterally. So look, Uniswap's not that much different. So let's compare it. Let's compare it. Let's get me out of the way. I'm showing you now live how I conduct research. There's no pre-ready charts. I'm just showing you how we're doing it here. So we see Uniswap, $3.26. Now we go here and we see it's double the market cap, double. It's twice the market cap of Pump.fun, and yet it's not making as much revenue. We see here that the seed investors are sitting on a 7,135% gain. Even now, even in this ruinous market, because they're an established player. So they're an established player. The initial stage investors got in at 0.045. So even though the market's ruined at the moment, look, they don't have to worry. They're absolutely quids in. That's Uniswap. And yet on the other side, you've got Pump.fun. Half the market cap with more revenue. So this is what you should be thinking. Uniswap, established player. It's late in the game for that. But Pump.fun, completely different proposition. Completely different. So Hyperliquid, another coin that has rocketed. It's done incredibly, incredibly well. It's an established player. It's had an incredible couple of years. Aave, another big established player, another undervalued crypto. For people with a slightly less risk curve, Aave is an incredibly solid project. It's generating money consistently, and it's one of the leaders in the market there. Lido, another one, generating money. Sky, generating money. Now, Jupiter, another one that I keep talking about. Now, Jupiter, I also believe is incredibly undervalued. We can look at Jupiter, but before we do that, let's take all of these charts out of the way. Now, these are ways you can go on each chain, and let me show you what to look for. So on Ethereum, you can look at all the money locked. That's always one thing, the stablecoin market cap. But the thing I want you to draw your attention to is chain revenue. How much money is the chain making? So Ethereum, 34,000 in a day, while it's generating all these fees, which means that there's other protocols making a lot of money. Ethereum's making 34,000 a day. Now compare that stat. So almost 60,000 for Solana. And look, chain fees, 789 or 709,000 over the last 24 hours. BSC, 31,313. This is how you cut through the wheat from the chaff. Who's making the money? Bitcoin. So there's the litmus test. So app revenue. So they don't make any money because no one knows who owns it. Tron. Now, Tron, this is an interesting one. They're making a lot of money with transactions on Tron. Tron is a very profitable blockchain base. So it's way below the others there, but it's still generating money. Plasma, nothing. Arbitrum, relatively small. But remember, this is a punishing side of the market. It's still Arbitrum still generating more than Hyperliquid, and that's been hugely successful. Compare it with the likes of Polygon, an established one that's not doing particularly well, and Avalanche, which had tons of VC money and is earning virtually nothing. Avalanche is not delivering, my friends, considering its huge market cap. Sui, well, it's doing slightly better than Avalanche, but it's still not doing that brilliant at the moment. So there's the bottom line. These are the stats to look through. Now, I've asked Grok, based purely on revenue to market cap ratio, which cryptos are currently the most undervalued. Now, look, it's listed some of the usual suspects that we've just seen. Aerodrome, Jupiter, Lido, Hyperliquid, Polygon, Aave. Now, these are stable coins, so they don't really count. And Tron. So this ranking uses the latest available data, blah, blah, blah. But what I've asked them, now please List the price per coin that early investors got in at these projects. If the data is not available, state this and make your best guess. So Aerodrome, the best guess, we don't have that data. So let's actually look that up. Aerodrome. So they're saying the best guess is 0.01. And when we go here, let's look at Aerodrome. When we go to Aerodrome, we see that that's still made a pretty penny. So it's still doing all right. But Aerodrome has an incredibly low market cap, incredibly low. And the circulating supply, so roughly 50% of the tokens are on the market, which means there will be dumpage, but it's very repressed in price at the moment. And it's saying, according to here, it's the best ratio, that Aerodrome is the best ratio. So I asked as well, with Pump.fun, why isn't that on the list? Why didn't Pump.fun make the list? So Pump.fun would rank highly at the moment on the list from reliable sources, blah, blah, blah. So Pump.fun currently down from when the early stage investors got in with a over 50% discount. So the bottom line is here, my friends, when you're looking at cryptos at the moment, if you want the hype coins, there'll be plenty of hype coins with no value that will get pumped, that might make explosive gains, the classic pumps and dumps. But if you want to start thinking like an investor, which cryptos are making the money, which ones are currently undervalued? And I've consistently said that two of the most undervalued coins here, Solana blockchain, the decentralized exchange on there, and that is Solana. Solana-based decentralized exchanges, which are Pump.fun and Jupiter. Both of them incredibly undervalued. Aerodrome looks like it's also undervalued at the moment. Now, again, none of this is investment advice. Could they go down? They could absolutely plummet. BlackRock may not be finished with you yet, my friends. There may be another tariff tantrum. Crypto could go lower. Of course it could. Anyone that's out there telling you that that's not the case is lying to you. Nobody knows for sure. Charts, charts, charts. There's plenty of charts, my friends. But the clever people now will dust themselves down from the ashes. And I will tell you transparently that my portfolio went 90% down and a lot of it got liquidated. But we don't cry about stuff like that because we see the opportunities in crypto as well. The opportunities are now that there are times for dollar cost averaging. There are big opportunities now, and it is people that quietly accumulate with small amounts that go in, that look for value, that will sit pretty and just wait and hold, wait and hold. And that is the game. And right now, well, you've just seen some of the most undervalued cryptos. That is where I would be looking. Where are you looking? What have I missed? What are the most undervalued cryptos? That's my opinion. You tell me yours. Share your little gems in the comments, but don't just share them. If you're going to share these coins, tell us why. Why? So I'm listing these coins because of the money that they're generating when the market is in absolutely ruinous form. There is my thesis. So if you're going to shill a coin on this thread, tell us why. There you go. That's my opinion. What's yours? Let me know. And whatever you do, my friends, crypto is a risky business. If you've enjoyed this content, then please do like and subscribe to the channel. You know the drill here. And either way, stay lunatic, have fun, and make money with crypto.